We are ready to go at Suncorp Stadium. Jared Maxwell, control referee of this one. And 2010 football in Queensland is underway. The great rivals, the Broncos and the Cowboys. And Scott with the first hit up. And an absolute army of Broncos supporters and players there to meet him. The crowd lifted for the first charge of the match. Their left side and just short of the 30-metre line. Thurston goes centre field. Kafusi's with the ball. Friday goes up top. It's a big pack, the Cowboys. Size to start with. Size coming off the bench. Payne's run as far as the 40-metre line. McCulloch was there with Mitchell. Dodds on debut in the front row for Brisbane. Tell you more about him shortly. Interesting young player. Last tackle for the Cowboys. And a rush kick from Ravelli. Straight down the throat of Kemp. Denon Kemp back in a Brisbane jumper after a disappointing year with the Warriors. Now wants an early touch. These players on debut for Brisbane. Corey Norman at fullback. Mitchell Dodds in the front row. Matt Gillette coming off the bench. Jared Beale out in the centres is only playing his second game. So much youth in this Brisbane side. As Parker comes back in field and a two-man tackle. Driven back to halfway by Scott and Payne. Nice stuff from the Cowboys. McCulloch dumps it off for Thaiday. And look at this mauling defence from both teams. Last tackle for Brisbane. And it comes right side with Wallace. He doesn't go too high. He's got Williams into the play. Ty Williams will deputise at fullback until the return of Matty Bowen. Thurston back there. Willie Tonga is outside the 10 for North Queensland. They had a disappointing start to last year, winning only one of their first 5. They had a disappointing end of the season where they dropped out of the 8 and missed the finals. As Payne gets another run and is almost cut in half in the tackle of Dodds and Nick Kenny. Cowboys persisting with this rushes straight through the centre here. Payne takes off again. Behind Ravelli. Intercept for Brisbane. But it's very noticeable, Fat Man, that the Cowboys attack is as direct as you will see it.
Yeah, it's not hard to work out. The big bop is just charging down the middle. Aaron Payne also making a couple of dashes, and they're really aiming towards that the middle of the field there. Maybe they've seen a weakness around the behind the seat. Mark is not working there, and luckily for Broncos, they got a touch on that because someone was into a gap.
Terrific player, Aaron Payne, Wally Lewis, and it's a big stat last year. He's injured round 17. Cowboys only win 2 of their last 8.
Yeah, I thought he was the man that cost them any chance of winning last year. One of the best dummy halves in the competition.
Now Thurston offloading. Queensland legends Paul Vaughton and Wally Lewis in the box tonight. Andrew Johns with sideline duties as the Cowboys play it 5 metres inside the Brisbane half. Thurston switches inside. Southern was there, and again the head was rocked back in the tackle. There's plenty of oomph in this defence. Kafusi got away there. It was a missed shot from Ben Teo and a penalty to the Cowboys. 25 metres out, right in front. We'll see what Jonathan Thurston's decision is. Let's go to the sideline, Andrew Johns.
Yeah, just on the fullback for the Broncos, young Corey Norman. Down here at ground level, it's incredibly breezy. And when the wind gets in this stadium, it swirls. So watch for Jonathan Thurston to put that ball up and really test this young guy early.
An 18-year-old at fullback, bringing back memories of Carmichael Hunt's debut here against the Warriors some years back. Hunter's gone. Norman is the new guard. And Bolton is wrapped up 11 metres away from the Broncos line. The Cowboys get the first real scoring chance of the night. Scott off to Kafusi. Coach Henry wants more from Antonio Kafusi this year. He strips a little lighter to start the season. Payne up for Thurston. They go short. Bolton gets in goal. The defence is desperate. He's held up. McCulloch was there. Norman was there. The young bloke, I think, has saved a try in his first big play at first grade.
Well, they had to score. Bolton was through the hole and over the line. But look at this defence. Carrying the ball in the left arm, and Norman just wraps him up. He knows I've just got to turtle him, keep him on his back. Well done.
Meantime, there's a hand in there, and 6 more the count. The Cowboys 19 metres away from the line. Thurston already looks menacing. Ash Graham comes back infield, 11 metres from the line. Wallace was there with Kenny to make the tackle. Now Ravelli first receiver this time, with Scott there with Parker. Parker looks a little greyer to start the year. Payne goes short to Southern. Great front on defence by Wallace. Halfback right in the line. Now Kafusi. Flat pass in front of the upright. Last tackle for the Cowboys. Looking for Thurston. He's here on the left side. It goes to Ravelli. Kicks it over the top and kept there to defuse it. And back-to-back sets. Well done, Brisbane. Defending their goal line.
Yeah, that'll do their confidence the world of goods. Well structured, and they handled that last kick extremely well. Probably wasn't high enough, the kick, to give North Queensland a chance to get under it. And now Brisbane with the ball. Nick Kenny gets the 40-metre line.
Well, already defensive workload up for Brisbane. Now Lockyer. They rush down right side with Folau close to the touchline. Good battle down that side tonight. Folau against Willie Tonga. A couple of internationals going head-to-head. Again, a dominant tackle by the Cowboys. They're certainly getting numbers in defence. That slows down the play the ball. Dodds is learning about first grade pretty quickly. Here is Teo. Offloaded nicely to McCulloch. Now McCulloch goes straight through. 10 metres from the line. Up to Ty Williams. He's a smart young player, Andrew McCulloch. Wallace to Lockyer. Lockyer's ball is on the deck. Well handled by Winterstein. And then Graham makes the tackle. It was the last. But this is a great start to the match.
An opportunity for Brisbane to be able to score a try there. You don't see Darren Lockyer throwing too many poor passes. That was an example of one that could have cost them 4 points. First try of the game.
Talk about the stars in the game. The two hookers have made a mark early. McCulloch for Brisbane, Payne for the Cowboys. And McCulloch now in his 3rd year in first grade. Almost through was Bolton. Quick play the ball for Thurston. A dummy not fallen for by Folau. The big black is all over Thurston there. Couple of Queenslanders. Payne to Ty Williams. He rushes up into the defence. Waiting for him was Teo. Offloaded Thurston. Quick hands Ravelli. Back to Bolton. Bolton's tackled on the 30-metre line. And a good tackle at that by Teo. Last play now for Thurston. Knocked over there by Kenny. And Norman underneath it. That stung Thurston a little, the challenge of Kenny.
That's probably the worst kick he'll make all year, to be honest. It was a nothing kick, a nude kick, had nothing on it. But the Cowboys, I like the way they're attacking. It's the old sucker punch. They'll hit up the middle, up the middle, up the middle, and then when the Broncos' defence comes in, they'll just go out wide with their speed. They're looking good.
18 metres inside their own half. Brisbane, who opened with 7 wins from their first 8 games last year. In Ivan Henjak's first year as head coach, ball came loose, but they're away with Beale. In that one game Jared Beale played last year, he fractured his arm against Manly. Ever remembered as the torso try for Jamie Lyon. This kick is well placed. Williams back for it. Kemp's on him. Kemp is so strong. That is a big play. That is a massive play by Devon Kemp.
He's a very good player, isn't he? Was unhappy last year at the Warriors. He's come back. And that's worth his sign on just this. Stays on side. Ty Williams very slow to get to the ball. Very sluggish. Took his time. And he's paid the penalty. All in the one motion. No dramas there. He's slung-shotting out over the touchline.
Only 10 games last year for the Warriors, and in fact only scored 1 try in that. And his try-scoring rate at the Broncos was better than 1 every 2 games. So something went amiss. Here are Brisbane now. 15 out. Folau looks promising with Norman. That was shades of Carmichael Hunt, the attacking play there for the number 1. And Wallace, they go left side with Parker, a chance to get the ball away. He did get it away, but O'Donnell ended up with it. So squandered opportunity for the home team. And the pressure valve very much relieved for the Cowboys. But they're ready to attack, and Thurston went short. And Bolton has had a stormer to start the game, Scotty Bolton. really came on in leaps and bounds last year, played every game. Thurston offloads, Tonga got away from Friday, then left odds behind, then does a dance around Kemp, and ends up making 35 metres upfield. This is bright football from North Queensland. Ravelli to Thurston, overlap right side, cut down Graham by Jared Beale. Now 30 from the line. This time Southern up to the line, good ball play, and then lost there by Matthew Scott. End-to-end action, and this ends 20 metres away from Brisbane's line.
And in that last set of 6, Jonathan Thurston involved himself in almost every tackle. Some of the passes he threw were absolutely brilliant, and no surprise why he's rated the best footballer in the world over the last couple of seasons.
Boys, are they going to keep this up for 30 rounds? Are they going to keep this up for 80 minutes?
I don't know if they can do it for 30 minutes. There's quite a few of them out there doing it hard. First game of the year. The second wind will kick in soon, don't worry.
So Brisbane from the scrum win. That first game last year, they had 3 on debut. Winterstein, Yao Yi and Alex Glenn. It was Thigh Day, so again they start the year with 3 players on debut. McCulloch away here to Parker. And then over the top there was Tonga in defence. And now infield comes Folau. I think there's a sign that Israel Folau is going to get more involved. Just on what we've seen in the opening 11 minutes here. Wallace, cut-out ball there for Lockyer. They're very flat as they go left. Beale with the ball and smothered in the tackle of Ravelli and Graham. Last play for Brisbane, and they will look to Lockyer here. He's with it. He'll kick off the left. Placing it down to the corner. There's more urgency this time from Williams, but he couldn't cut it off. And we'll have a scrum 10 metres out from the North Queensland line. A lot more control to that set from Brisbane.
Yeah, and all the boys, 26 players just walking casually to the scrum, sucking them in.
Got to react to that move call, mate.
Very impressed so far tonight with the Cowboys forwards. Work rate's very good. Scott Bolton, as Andrew mentioned, he's been in about 3 or 4 clean or half breaks. He's looking good. And when they go a little bit wider, the Cowboys, and they straighten the ball up, they have had some success.
He did soak up a lot of time in the packing of that scrum. And on Ravelli, made 10 games for them last year. And that is the Cowboys bench. Mason alongside Manika Foa, Rapira and Watts. Cowboys 25 metres out from their own line. And no scorers yet here at Suncorp. And a short ball there, Thurston to O'Donnell, who won the Cowboys Player of the Year last season. And he's with it again and away for Thurston. Little chance down the left here. Another dummy from Thurston. Got in past Teo. Now Bolton on to Ravelli. Had to rush his kick. He's got a good angle on it. Norman gets across to it. Norman watches it go to the in-goal and watches it go dead.
Well, that's great. Great judgment from a young fellow who's obviously very nervous in his debut match for the Broncos. Just took his time. He knew he had plenty of it. Brisbane to restart play on the 20-metre line.
I always say, Wally, when I think back to Graham Langlands and what he copped for for white boots, and you see a young bloke, 18 years of age, on debut, he's basically got lime green boots. How things have changed. You want to be able to play. Poor old Cheng's had to live with a white boot tag for eternity.
Well, I can actually only see 1 pair of black boots out there, and Ashley Graham's got them on. The rest are multicoloured.
And now Wallace with the ball. That ill-fated day in 1975. For Graham Langlands, the great fullback. Corey Norman will hope to achieve 1/4 of what Chenga had. He'll have a great career. As now Wallace kicks from 45 metres out from the Cowboys line. Michael Barney will go back for it. Barney, who linked up with the club mid-season last year from Manly. Let's go down to the sideline. Andrew Johns.
It's an injury report on Israel Folau. He seems to be holding his left shoulder. Numerous times he's rubbing it, looking to the bench. So keep an eye on Israel.
Cowboys prepared to offload inside their own 20. Here's Bolton again with a bit of footwork and back as far as the 20. They've got the very versatile Alex Glenn on the bench, the Broncos, that can cover just about every position for them. If Folau is forced from the field. And Now Payne shoots off at a dummy half, gets it for Tonga. Tonga is away from Teo. Now for Barney. Barney left and right. He's 25 metres from the Brisbane line, and I think Thurston wants to spread it. Last tackle, Payne, short blindside. Tonga, lots of these troops offside, back to Barney. Barney close to the line. Norman has stopped him again.
Oh, he's come
Corey Norman.
He's come up about 3 inches short, Barney. It was a beautiful tackle, and Barney stretched as far as he could, and he's come up a fraction short. What a nice last shot play down the short side there by the Cowboys. Tonga, inside ball. Barney thought he was going to score, but look at that. It's a classic fullback tackle. Beautiful.
Well, he's saved 2 tries in his first 15 minutes of first-grade footy.
It's not going too bad, is he?
Corey
I actually
Norman.
think he's normally a 5'8".
Well, actually, I can bring Joey in on that. Joey, you've watched him at schoolboy level at 5'8". Very impressive. Good goal kicker too, Corey Norman.
Yeah, 2 years ago, Bossy, we called a game. He played for Cooper Park up here in Queensland. Was outstanding at 5'8", and last year in the under-20s, he was enormous. He's a player of big future.
Now Lockyer kicks from inside the 40, but he goes down the centre, and it is fielded by Ty Williams. And back comes Williams. He reckons he's as fit as he has ever been in his first-grade career. Ty Williams got a bit of a rocket from Billy Johnston in the off-season. Graham well grasped in the tackle there of Parker. Barney out in front of Ravelli. Feeds it on, and Southern is well handled by Wallace. He's a good defender, the halfback for Brisbane. One of the best defending halfbacks in the competition. Cowboys 40 metres away from the Broncos line. No score through 16.5 minutes. Corresponding game last year, it was just a field goal that separated the teams at full time. And the field goal came 3 from the end from Peter Wallace. Now Payne to Thurston, a step on the last. Now there is a chance. O'Donnell, 5 metres out, still able to offload on the bounce. Now there's a chance for Brisbane. Beale latched onto the ball. If O'Donnell goes out right, they had to score in the corner, but he straightened up. And now a penalty to Brisbane.
North Queensland protesting. They're claiming that they didn't play any part in the man playing the ball, stopping him from getting to his feet. But it was wonderful attack from the Cowboys. The players that made themselves available. One poor pass at the end cost them an almost certain opportunity.
And who do you reckon made the try-saving tackle? The fullback.
There was the penalty. They nabbed Kafusi for that. So here is Wittgenstein. It's a great first year for Brisbane last year. 14 tries every game. Can't ask for much more than that. Now Kenny tackled well by Kafusi low. O'Donnell over the top. But now the ebb and flow of this match. Brisbane with the opportunity. And they've sent out Matt Gillette. He's the man in 15. So another on debut as Lockyer, they look sharp. In comes Norman over Folau. Folau is over. He got the first try here last year. He may have done it again. Big Israel in the corner for the Broncos. And up to the video referee.
He looks pretty confident. Folau once again clutching at that left shoulder, as Andrew Johns told us. The Keno replay will show it. It's a beautiful set play. It's one we've seen many times from the Broncos. Normally it's Carmichael Hunt coming into the back line. He's not there, as we know. It's Lockyer, Corey Norman. Beautifully timed pass. Once again, North Queensland boys have been turned around. They're heading backwards and away. Barney had a chance to stop him. Thurston came. Also Tonga. Hard to tell from that angle whether he got the ball down.
And they're looking at the interference here. Thaiday, first of all, before we go past that mark. And I don't think video referee Tim Mander, the fact that he's looking at a second replay, was all that impressed with the first.
Well, he's definitely taking him out. And they're having a closer look at it now from a different angle. Here's Thaiday going through, and he just runs smack bang into Tonga. Even now, I think this will be disallowed.
Very difficult to see the grounding from that angle, which seems to be the next selection in their check, and certainly no problem with that. But I agree with Paddy. I thought if the rules were the same as what they were last year, should an attacking player run into a defender, it was taken off him.
Oh, it's a try, benefit of the doubt. First
4-0
points.
Brisbane. Falau gets it, and I'm sure plenty of punters through TAB Sportsbet have wagered on Big Israel. Now 54 tries for his career.
Better fighter, boys.
Round one last year here at Suncorp Stadium. Israel Folau scores the first try of the season. Round one 2010. Folau gets the first try again. What a record. 20 years of age. He's played in 2 grand finals, 8 test matches, 5 origins. He's scored 54 tries already in his career. He's 20. He's extraordinary. And he's done it again here tonight. We had to search through the Keno replays looking for obstruction. They got the all clear on that, or benefit of the doubt. Certainly no question on the Keno replay about the put down. And now over to Corey Parker. As I said, going a little greyer than what he was last year. Nothing wrong with that though. And from the sideline, 23 metres out, looks pretty good, doesn't it? Corey Parker, 6-0 to Brisbane.
And a wonderful opportunity cashed in by the Broncos. Israel Folau showing a little bit of a discomfort in that left shoulder, but once the opportunity was presented, he certainly didn't miss out on it. Angled his run absolutely perfectly from the pass, charged into the gap. It's just impossible to stop a man that close. The real skill of this fellow is the positioning. The angle of his play is first class.
And now the Broncos in possession. And you think back to the start of last year, we were watching their high-priced recruit out on the wing. He will be a starting centre now. No Justin Hodges through injury. He's outside Hodges to start the year last time. There's now Kenny. Now has to adopt a role as a veteran at the club, Nick Kenny, and the Brisbane side get another penalty. A little bit of petrol's gone out of the tank of the Cowboys. It's quite understandable, but maybe now is the time, dare I say, for someone like Willie Mason to come in.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea, and they look a little bit deflated. Interesting decision by Mandry. Obviously, he saw the interference, but he deemed it not enough to stop Folau scoring the try, and indeed Tonga getting back to him.
Got Rapira out there, but maybe more troops are needed, more fresh troops. As Parker works across field, nice fend, and Fireday is hit front on by Willie Tonga. Touch of the brute big hit about it as well. As now Parker is 31 metres away from the line. On for Kafusi. Broncos up by 6. Here is Wallace dumping it off there to Kenny. Backed into the defence. I don't know whether the first contact is as good now from the Cowboys either in defence. A great chance for Brisbane to strike here. Lockyer goes short. And Gillette was sandwiched between 2. 18 metres out from the line. And he crept forward. And now Lockyer quick to go. Beale under Winterstein. Winterstein back to Beale. They keep it alive. There's Lockyer. The champion is over. Darren Lockyer scores try number 116 of his career. What a superstar. And this crowd has gone crazy here at Suncorp.
16 years into his career. He starts them and he can still finish them. Down the short side, here he goes. Nice ball. He knows there's a little overlap, but he trails back on the inside looking for some crumbs. Gets the ball back off Norman. Sees the gap and goes through it. The Keno replay shows that Darren Lockyer scores another try.
And Lockie will be the first to admit that he owes a little bit of credit to number 3, 2 and 1 from the Broncos side. They did some great work shifting the ball back in field to him. He's quite comfortable. That's a great left foot step to deny the defence any opportunity whatsoever. A couple of short passes follow it up. Lockie just chalk up another 4 points for Brisbane.
Yeah, Beale to Witterstein to Norman. Kids, the granddad Darren, to score the try. That's a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old to a 21-year-old to an 18-year-old to the 32-year-old Darren Lockyer. He's finished high school and those boys are just starting primary school. Now Parker for 2 out of 2. This easier than his first one. It's a surprise lead, really, when you analyse what happened in the first 10-15 minutes here. 12-0 to Brisbane. Joey on the sideline.
Yeah, it isn't rugby league about taking your opportunities. In that first 20 minutes, the Cowboys had all the field position, had 3 scoring opportunities, and that young man on screen, Corey Norman, repelled them every time. The Broncos, the last 5 minutes, two opportunities in field position and 2 tries.
12-0 and Thurston. Gee, some of the players may have got a little head start there. Not one watched for there. Keen to sprint downfield, get into this next defensive set, but it's a big gap. 12 points on night 1 of the new season. And the King, well, they call him King Henry up in Townsville. You have to go by the moniker of the Prince down here, I would think, but Neil Henry has some concerns. There's no question about that. You've got to remember, in their capitulation at the end of last season, it was their second half form that was so poor. They barely scored a point after half-time in 4 of their last 5 matches. Played by Parker. Last tackle here for Wallace. And that is straight to John Williams, who hasn't seen a lot of football to start the night. He's just outside the 30 for North Queensland. Now Williams, and across field they will come. And Barney in off the wing. Monica Foa about to go out there for the Cowboys for Matt Scott. Their second interchange. Now Bolton. Good low tackle there, and again Folau after he made it. He felt at that shoulder, the left shoulder. It's causing him problems. Here is Rapira. He's 3 metres inside the Cowboys half. That time it was Teo and Thaiday. Payne gets Thurston going down left. Tonga has been good tonight. Tackled 38 metres away from the Brisbane line. Last tackle, Thurston away to Ravelli. They resort to the high ball again. This is Witterstein underneath it, and Witterstein planted the feet and made the catch. And now he takes off with some nice stepping. The confidence of the young guys in this Brisbane side will be building with every minute of this match. They've been mistake-free, the young blokes. Henjak said going into the game, the coach, he had no concerns about them. He just told them, have a bit of fun. Enjoy the experience. Friday now. Offloads. Great pick-up by Norman. He got it back to McCulloch. Then to Lockyer. Something may come from nothing here. Wrapped up in the tackle of Southern. So Norman showed us great hands there. Wallace, and on it comes this time with Gillette. Controlling the left side for Brisbane. Last play, back with Wallace. They rushed up quickly. It was Southern. An Alfie Langer style grubber from Wallace. And they call knock on, so changeover against Brisbane.
And they need this, the Cowboys. They've got good field position here to try and attack. Gee, this game has changed so much in the last 10 minutes. They look out in their feet now, the Cowpies.
Well, I've got to say too, it is the first opportunity the Cowboys have had in this area for around about 7 or 8 minutes. They've just made a replacement, but I'd be very surprised if Willie Mason isn't brought from the sideline. They really need to try and get some authority just before the half-time break.
And they are just inside the Brisbane 40. It's Ty Williams with it.
I can tell you his crook, Aaron Payne is crook. He's been limping around for a bit, and Watts will go on, and that's good. He'll give him some thrust.
Here is Ravelli for Thurston. Flat and left, but they can't get it out wide enough there to exploit a possible overlap. And Payne has gone off, so Watts is now out there for them. And Rapira will take them within 10 metres. This is a strong charge. Great offload. Watts with the ball, his first touch. 5 from the line. Cowboys, Thurston wants a big play. His kick was knocked down. Brisbane have got it. Play on the call, and Lockyer's onto it. It's a frustrated Jonathan Thurston right now. Norman with the ball for Brisbane. Not able to even get a repeat set. Brisbane's had a couple of 20-metre restarts tonight. That time, kick could not be threaded through the line. Folau is getting more treatment in back play for Brisbane as they continue down the left with Beale, awaiting for Wittgenstein, takes on Williams, leaves him behind, now takes on Ty Williams, doesn't get the Williams double, but got a pass away, that wasn't called forward, and it was away to Gillette. On Naboo has scored a try for Brisbane. What about the play of Antonio Wittgenstein?
Oh, absolutely beautiful. They're playing very well, the Broncos. Their defence is winning in this game. North Queensland can't get through. It's 2-on-2 out there. Now it's 1-on-1. And Wittgenstein gives Williams a cold and goes away. Good defence by Williams. But look at the backup from Gillette, the big fella. Where did he come from? He's jumped out of the crowd. Beautiful.
Matt Gillette gets a try on debut, and Brisbane have 3. And the rate they're scoring them, could be anything by half-time. Parker has his 3rd kick of the night. Friday night football here at Suncorp Stadium. And Brisbane are in front, 16-0. One of the players on debut, just like Wittgenstein and Yao Yi did last year in round 1, scoring in their first game. Matt Gillette has got a 4-pointer here. And Parker for 18-0. And there's a big bloke getting ready to come on the sideline, to come on this field. And I know that he's had great experience, but I can't imagine that he's been any more nervous than he has been tonight. Parker is successful again. And there he is. Only signed on February the 4th, Willie Mason, a Cowboy.
And there's the crowd welcome. Speaking from experience at the Sydney Cricket Ground, that means welcome to the ground. Hope you have a good time.
Thurston. And a restart of play, 18-0. 30 minutes gone. The tries have come in the 19th, the 22nd and the 28th minute of play. And what started as a trickle is now a bit of a blitzkrieg from Brisbane. And I'm not sure what the Cowboys do next at this point. And they go a little high in that tackle. Now Neil Henry, look at that. He's 30 minutes into his season. He dead set, looks like he's ready to give it up. Folau's got the ball. Folau kicks over Barney's head. Ty Williams slides and goes into touch. Brisbane have got so much going their way at the moment. It's as if they're playing downhill. The Cowboys are going to go uphill.
Yeah, everything's going right for them, and class tells, doesn't it? And Folau, 20 years of age,
we need you with them.
Comes up with this little play, chipping for himself, but Ty Williams had to go for it.
We're at 9 minutes.
You've seen Israel Folau ever do a chip over the top? Be pretty rare. I mean, I'm seeing more from Israel Folau tonight than I've seen in his stellar career already. He just looks like a young bloke that said, I'm going to take responsibility now. There's so many young blokes around me. Corey Norman, he is having a wonderful night. It's a dream night on debut. Tackled by Ravelli. Lockyer, quick down the left. And Beale wrapped up by Graham. But this is on the rack stuff for the Cowboys. Lockyer goes short. Gillette with a little step. And only 5 minutes from the line, and then a leg pull will be penalised. If I'm Lockyer, I think I keep going here. He says go for the 2 and take it out to 20.
Well, he probably knows better than anyone. He wants more points, but I mean, the Cowboys, they look dead set out on their feet. They can't wait for half time. And I've got no doubt, had they have gone for another set of 6, they would have scored for sure.
Yeah, it's might be a little bit difficult to understand. I always used to regard a safe gap as more than 3 converted tries in front. You felt quite comfortable. But to be honest, the Cowboys were on the rack at that stage. I don't think the Broncos would have had any trouble whatsoever in scoring another try, but you can understand Lockie's decision.
And it was Lockyer's decision. We often see teams looking to the bench and looking for advice, but Darren, the great captain that he is and the great player that he is, he made that decision. And over to Corey Parker again. So I recall a few years back he bagged, I think it was 9 goals against Penrith in the first round of a season. Well, he's going to have at least 4 in the first half here. And that is the 4th success of the night. We've got a 20-0 scoreline. Andrew Johns.
Yeah, just on Willie Mason. You know, Bossy spoke about the nerves that are going through him. It's important that he goes out and sticks to his game plan and his own game plan himself. He's just got to make his runs and make his tackles. He can't go looking for the ball and making too many tackles and burn himself out.
Last game of last year, the Cowboys came back from 16 points down at halftime against the Roosters. Shot there. It's a different kettle of fish, though, playing the Wooden Spooners in the last game of the year to taking on Brisbane in front of 50,000 at Suncorp. But they did come back. Their last competition game in what was a bit of a Bermuda Triangle match. 6.5 minutes out from half-time here. We've got a 20-0 scoreline. Lockyer, blindside. Here's Folau. Nice step on Bolton. 15 inside their half. And McCulloch away to Thaiday. All revved up and over the top of Thurston. That was nice for Sam Thaiday. McCulloch, Lockyer, Williams slides across. Got to the ball. And plenty of chases there. Wallace led them downfield. Now Ravelli on to Williams. Thurston has to lead them out of trouble. Here is Mason. Crowder's up. We didn't know whether he was going to still be in the NRL this season. And as much as they boo, I think all the crowd are happy that he's still here. Here is Rapira. 9 metres inside the Cowboys half, a set that hasn't offered a great deal at all. And Watts kicks, Kemp gets it, skidding bounce. Been a bit of rain over the last few minutes here. Norman just looks confident.
It looks like he's played first grade for the last 5 to 6 years. He's had a sensational game.
There's certainly no sign of being flustered. It's, I think it's the biggest rap you can give, is just say that it is like Carmichael Hutt.
All of a sudden, people in the crowd are saying, Carmichael who? We've got Corey Norman.
AFL got the wrong man then. They could have got a kid for 100,000. Now the ball is away again. Beale, left side, takes on Ty Williams. Over the top. Winterstein did a come off his leg. Wallace got to the ball and the Cowboys recover. But that could have been 26-0.
Yeah, that would have been the knockout punch. But once again,
Cowboys feed.
It's a Cowboys feed. Lost ball on the ground. Broncos claiming it, but Cowboys feed. That left it. The right-hand side defence, the Cowboys been found wanting. There's 2 men in open territory here.
Cowboys feed, no advantage from the knock-on from your kick.
He's having a good night too, Jared Beale. You may as well say he's on debut. I mean, his debut became a bit of a tragedy last year when he fractured his wrist against Manly, but he's having a great night down that left side as well. Brisbane looking to reinvent themselves tonight with young men like that one on screen, Beale, and Norman and Gillette and Dodds. And the Cowboys will get a penalty for inside the 10, Brisbane.
Especially you, Corey. You got to play quick.
They need points before half-time. They're not going to find touch here. It bounces left, but Kemp is back for it. Kemp's got the ball. The Cowboys, well, they just want to forget about how this half is unfolding. First 15 was fantastic. Last 23, it's been an abomination. 20 points to 0 to Brisbane. And with the ball is Scott Anderson, the former Storm front rower, and a grand final winner from last year. And McCulloch, Wallace, a shape left. The build-up is good again. Lockyer to Norman. Norman straightens up. Back to Lockyer. Look at Brisbane. It's as good as the days of the Walters boys and Steve Renoff. An error at the play the ball.
Yeah, we got it.
But the attack is clicking here for Brisbane. Credit to them in game 1 of the season.
You must heel it back.
Some wonderful attack from the Broncos, all second-man play. They do it almost every time they run it, but defence never reads it. It looked like a certain try, and I've got to give some credit to some wonderful cover defence. They haven't supplied a lot of it, the Cowboys, but on that occasion, Luke O'Donnell got across with Manikafoa to stop what appeared to be a certain try.
Again, when we're harping on this young bloke, but Corey Norman's work in that was great. The catch and pass inside for Lockyer. Give a rap to Darren Lockyer too, Wally, for the way he's playing tonight in the first match of the season. He is involved all over this field and a try scorer in the first half. Watts with the ball for the Cowboys. 59 minutes. It's as if Cowboys came with a plan A, and that was to run Brisbane through the centre. And I don't know whether there's much of a plan B. Here's Mason, good offload. Graham away to Williams. Plenty of Broncos jumpers there though. And that is tackle 5, 31 metres from the line. They've got absolutely nothing from their kicking game tonight, North Queensland. Now Thurston, O'Donnell, Bolton puts it down. The words of Mark Geyer, hands like a Dolphins flippers. And Brisbane are back in possession. Palau now propping off the right foot. He's been their best player, Scotty Bolton, but at a crucial moment with 2 on his outside, he just couldn't get a handle on it. Maguire will play the ball here on halfway. McCulloch, and it comes for Anderson. Amazing stat about Scott Anderson, Wally, is he's had 28 games in his first grade career, and 2 of them have been grand finals. As Thaiday puts it down, some blokes play 15 years, never play a grand final, and Anderson's had 2 in 28 games. Now Ravelli has lost it for North Queensland. Well, in horse racing, I think they'd put up a white blanket around the Cowboys. They just need half time to come.
Stay there, boys.
They've got the players to dig themselves out of trouble. They've got the players to score tries in quick time. But it would have been nice to post one before the break.
Let's go, Cowboys. Heads in.
Interesting defensive
On the blind side.
set coming up here for the Cowboys. They'll only get 2 or 3 tackles, but they should be trying to dictate terms, make the Broncos run where they want to, and that's out wide.
And I'll say one thing about the TAB Sportsbet market, that Brisbane not playing like a team that's $21 to win a comp. Here is Lockyer away to Thaiday. Thaiday, ball came out, may have been stripped, knows the call, and then Barney forces a knock on, and it's sort of appropriate from a Cowboys point of view that that's how the half ends. The first 40 minutes is over for Brisbane and Cowboys in 2010. The scoreline is all Brisbane. 3 tries, Falau, Lockyer, Gillette. They lead by 20 points to 0. And stay with us straight after the break. Fatty and Joey Johns relive the first half, and all the highlights are now Bundy smooth moves. Toyota halftime next. Friday Night Football live on Channel 9, the home of Rugby League. To the Cowboys, but for Norman's defence.
Yes, mate.
Second half about to get underway at 20 points to 0. Cowboys start us off, and Brisbane have possession. And here is Anderson, a good signing for the Brisbane Broncos. He is a Queenslander, and he finds his way back. He was on scholarship at Melbourne from, I think, about the age of 15. So no chance the Broncos were going to get him. Gillette there with the ball wrapped up by Luke O'Donnell. Thaiday. And he is outside the 30. Can only harp back again to round 26 last year. Cowboys came back from 16 down against the Roosters to win. But they're facing some spirited opposition here. Charges like that of Maguire tend to make you think that Brisbane are switched on to start the second half. Good control in that first set. Lockyer's kick. Off Williams and on to John Williams. Ty at fullback, John on the wing. And Cowboys their first possession of the second half. 15 out from their own line. Here is Scott Bolton. His stats from the first half were fantastic. 20 tackles and 10 hit-ups. He was top of both counts for the Cowboys. A really good game from the men in the back row for the Cowboys. And now Tonga down the left side. He's going to go close to the sideline. Brisbane's defence, not for the first time tonight either. Take a Cowboys attacker over the touchline. He's had a good game, Willie Tonga. He's been one of those players most likely, but look at this. Lockyer's the man leading the cavalry there.
That might appear to be a mistake, but it was just great Brisbane defence. I mean, he was 8 metres in from touch there, and the initial hit was from Lockyer, and the boys just joined in. It was great defence.
Out.
So Brisbane off the scrum win, and now it is Glenn to play it 40 away from the line, and on now for Gillette. He's getting a lot of game time, Matt Gillette. And snared a try on debut in the first half, almost got a second there. Now Parker. It's hard to fault a Broncos player tonight on what has happened over the past 42.5 minutes. McCulloch to centre field. Wallace, here's the setup again. Lockyer to Norman. Here is Folau. He's got Kemp there. Folau back to Kemp. And the touch judge's flag is up. But when they sweep right or they sweep left, as Fatty said in the first half, it's Carmichael who. Norman chimes in. It looks so slick from Brisbane.
Pretty good slide defence as well from the Cowboys. They were in a little bit of strife.
Don't jump, Alex. Just hold it.
Numbers weren't even. They were 2 down. Effectively, they had to slide, but stay a long way off their try line.
And now the Cowboys from the scrum win. And it's Manasi Manikafawa with the ball. Watts saw Payne in some distress when he was replaced in the first half. It may have been a forced change in any case, or they were planning on taking him off, but he's definitely not 100%. I think we might see more of Watts than what Neil Henry had intended tonight. The Cowboys need something to spark. They definitely need to score first here. And a very flat ball out of dummy half onto O'Donnell there. And, short of halfway on tackle number 5. Watts away to Ravelli. His kick back on the wing that time was Jared Beale. And Beale, up he comes. Looking, is Antonio Wittgenstein still out there? I don't think he is. I think Beale and Glenn are playing down the left side. Broncos with the ball as Wallace goes infield now for Gillette. Wrapped up by Rapira. 3 short of halfway. Brisbane with 3 first half tries in the box seat here. Thaiday well held there. Thurston and Tonga just into the Cowboys half. Thurston called in to make another tackle. He's made 17 tonight. The Cowboys halfback and captain. Wallace goes high towards Ty Williams. Ty Williams made it look awkward. He got a little bit too far forward there, Ty Williams, and ended up well over his head.
And that was a real indication that he didn't get a call from any teammate. They should have let him know he had plenty of time. He thought he was under pressure.
That was Ty Williams. He only just had a little bit of time on his hands. So just confirming that with Brisbane. Beale playing on the wing and Glenn in the centres down the left side. And now Watts, and they will attack that side. Watts, the markers may not have been square there. He thought they weren't. But no penalty comes North Queensland's way. Graham to Ravelli. Last tackle for Thurston. He thought for a moment about kicking short. He goes deep to Denon Kemp. Kemp enjoying life back as a Brisbane Bronco. Norman with the ball. And this set will start for Brisbane. 30 metres out from their own line and centre field. Now Kemp, released from his contract with the Warriors to return here, and has been given an opportunity. And now Anderson, tackled low down by Mason. Brisbane with McCulloch and Wallace. It's as if they've come out here not to deliver a knockout punch to start the second half, but to show great composure and control here. A little bit of patience about their game. Last tackle played by Maguire. McCulloch, Wallace kicks out wide for the chase to be led by Folau. He was knocked down by Tonga. Ball came loose. Kemp has lost it.
Yeah,
penalty goes to Brisbane.
He played advantage, the referee, but Folau was dead set taken out. I was looking for one of those state of origin type leaks from Folau. And I think he was going to until he got knocked out of the way.
Scott, get some foot on it, mate, when you play it.
Look for Willie Tonga here. He tries to make it look like he's got no intention, but he changed his angle. You can't do that. He was headed out right, then he headed back left. Brisbane have decided to take the tap at 20-0. They've got that margin already outside 3 converted tries. Parker cut down by Tonga. Tonga is hurt for the Cowboys. Wallace, Lockyer, here they come again, Brisbane. Here is Norman. No, Alex Glenn. He's over. Referee Maxwell wants to check it with a video referee. But there's about 48,000 Brisbane fans here that say, correct weight, give it a try.
And once again on the Keno replay, it's the same play. This has got to be their favourite play of all time. And you're watching Corey Norman do what Carmichael Hunt did probably 20 times last year. Once again, it just got to draw and pass situation for him. I really couldn't see anyone taken out in the middle there. We're just watching, I don't even know what they're looking at. Or maybe it's the big fella there, Scott Anderson. There's nothing to him. Oh, maybe it's this one from Gillette. No problem there. That is a mistake simply by the defender. Earing in to take out Gillette.
Should be a video ref now.
No drama. Triton.
Darren Lockyer just had a little discussion. You may have heard it come over. Jared Maxwell said you should be a video ref. It's a try to Brisbane. Another one. Lockyer's conversation was along the lines of, look, we've trained for this movement. There are no obstruction plays. They've made the mistake. Just give it a try. Once it's sent upstairs, you've got to wait for the video ref to come back. And Tim Mander came back try. The Cowboys are being dismantled. It is unfolding as an almost staggering night here. Brisbane, I don't know whether anyone saw this coming. Plenty of people tipped the Broncos to win, but 24-0 scoreline. I don't know about that. And it's the way they've been so precise about their work, and the Cowboys are meant to have guns, but there's no bullets in them. So Parker from right on touch. His first kick of the night was arrow-like, and he's got his first miss now. 24-0. 31 to go.
And this is a real indication of the strength of the Brisbane Broncos club. After they lost a couple of players at the end of last season, many were suggesting they were going to finish 10th, 11th on the table, myself included. I didn't think they'd make the top 8, but it really is an indication of just how well they plan for the future. Their young talent is first class and has not let them down tonight at all.
Keno replay. Norman throws the pass, the last pass for the try.
Yeah, good.
And here is Maguire. He's been good coming off the bench. Josh Maguire calls himself the big show. He's living up to the raps tonight. Lockyer almost weaving through.
Let go.
Bolton, and then Manikafoa pushes him down. Now Thaiday as they play flat down the right side. Flick out the back for Lau. Look at Brisbane. Parker away to Kemp with the dancing yellow shoes. Tackled by Thurston. Brisbane 35 from the line. Wallace, now they can stretch the Cowboys over this side. Anderson stood it offloaded, and then McCulloch put it down.
Yeah, mate.
He likes the Broncos, the Prime Minister, and despite that, he's still getting the boos from the crowd. Obviously, they've got problems with the bats in their ceilings or something.
Oh, I think the Prime Minister may be suggesting that the boos are all for John Rebo, who's sitting in front of him, a former Broncos boss.
Here's the 10.
So the Cowboys now 24-0. And Thurston away to O'Donnell. 5 inside their own half. They've gone to all their players on the interchange bench without any great change to what they've been able to do with the ball. That's one of them playing it. Monica Foa. Now Ravelli inside to Mason. Defenders there. They crunch Willie. Crowd likes that. Hit by Anderson, Gillette and Maguire. Ravelli kicks down to the corner. Norman will come into the game again. Cool at the back. Norman with the ball. Wrapped up by Watts. Wrapped up by Rapira. But the mistake-free game for the new number 1 continues. Almost lost there by Glenn. He now crawls on hands and knees and almost back to the 30. He's the captain of their Toyota Cup side from 2 seasons ago, Alex Glenn. They made the grand final that year. And, progressed into first grade last year, only missed the 1 game. Brisbane with the ball on halfway. McCulloch, Thaiday, don't underplay his role tonight either. He's been very strong. Slam and Sam. Hit-ups in double figures. Last tackle Brisbane. Scrappy play the ball, and once you lose control with your feet at the ruck, it's counted as a knock-on.
It's exactly the same as Corey Parker's in the first half.
I just get the feeling with the Broncos that they can sling this game wide open. It's 24-0. The way that I just see no attitude with the Cowboys at the moment. They seem to be listless and not knowing what to do. And the Broncos could run in, I think, another 3 or 4 tries if the Cowboys don't look out.
In a fresh jumper now is Matthew Scott out there, back on the field. And here is Watts on Rapira. He was very good in his first year in first grade last year, Rapira. Payne getting ready to come back on. Rapira was the Cowboys Rookie of the Year. Now Ty Williams. So Payne, it's not quite last card in the deck stuff, but they'll want him to have an instant impact here. Back it goes to Ravelli, 30 metres out from the line. For when Thurston will put his next stamp on this game. He goes across and links up with Mason. Again, the defence, they handle him comfortably. Last tackle, 25 metres out. Payne to Thurston. Thurston with a kick back over the referee's head. It's off the leg of Norman. Play on, try Cowboys! Ty Williams has scored.
Tim, that'll be 6 again. Sort of have a look that he doesn't make contact with the hand and then through the grounding.
Jared Sutton there, the voice of Jared Sutton, the referee, explaining what he wants looked at by Tim Mander, but it looked okay from up here.
Yeah, it looked fine to me as well, and a stroke of luck for the Cowboys, and maybe that's what they needed. How's the onside looking? Yeah, they all look pretty good. He gets a bad bounce. Comes off his leg, so it's play on. And then, yeah, Ty Williams. Well done, Ty. Followed up the kick, and this will be a try. And is that what they needed? Can that spark them?
So off Norman. Now Williams, when he kicks it, it's all legs. It's all legs for Ty Williams, and Norman knows it. The Cowboys will have their first try. Former Leprechaun from Innisfail. Scored 43 tries one season. Got a try here for the Cowboys. They're on the ball. And happy for Ty Williams to get one early. He had a pretty lean year when it came to tries last season. One of the leading try scorers in the history of the Cowboys, and they've had some good ones. Matty Bowen, career still underway, and Matt Singh, who's departed. Both big try tally scorers for the Cowboys. So Ty Williams has the 79th try of his career and the first of the Cowboys for 2010. And as Fatty said, is that the something that they needed? And it was a bit of luck to get it. But they are on the board. this man's kick. And I tell you what, a rap for the referee. Good reactions. Gerard Sutton to duck the kick of Thurston. He could have copped one of the great Falcons of all time, Gerard Sutton. Such was the precision of Jonathan Thurston's kick. You'll see it again on the Keno replay. Andrew Johns.
Still plenty of time to go, 25 minutes. I think the Cowboys, what they've got to do is try to get some field position. They've got to get through their sets and Thurston to get some good kicks away. Try to force some errors with the defence. I'd like to see Grant Ravelli stand up. They know Thurston's going to reject himself. But if he sits himself on the other side of the ruck, he can give the Cowboys plenty of options.
Here is Scott back from the kick-off, and the crowd is a little more lively now. Cowboys fans that are here, and there are a fair few, have something to get enthused about. 24-12 will make things interesting with a quarter of the game to go. If the Cowboys can manufacture something in the next 5. Thurston, centre field with O'Donnell. One thing Brisbane have done tonight with their defence, they've prevented offloads from the Cowboys. There hasn't been too much promotion of the football. It's the first defender is in there. Here is Mason again, and there's a sign of it. They wrap up the ball, Brisbane, and Wallace was there in defence with McCulloch. Kick back through centre field. Norman will get over to it. Links up straight away with Denon Kemp. Now Kemp wrapped up 29 metres away from the Brisbane line. Cowboys would love a mistake here from Brisbane as Jared Beale comes infield. And now 31 metres from their line as Kenny feeds it along. Anderson, I think it's a great buy for Brisbane, getting a front rower from a premiership winning side. And he's still a rookie, really, 28 first grade games. Get a bloke with 2 grand final matches in experience. A real good signing. Joel Clinton departed the club in the off-season, as now the ball is with Parker. And he's inside the 40. They build again at 24-6. Lockyer, spiralling kick across field. John Williams under it, has got it. Now straightens up, links up with Ty Williams. He's downfield. Ty Williams up over the 30. And then loses the ball. Loses the ball forward into the arms of Barney.
Just when they got a sniff, that last set of 6 in defence for the Cowboys was terrific. They got off their line with speed, and then they've made a half break here after the Williams pass to Ty Williams. He gets into open space, and look what happens.
And there's the dealer drawing 21. The reaction showed you Johnny Gibbs at a blackjack table. That we all know the feeling. And the Broncos have possession 35 metres away from the Cowboys line as Kafusi gets ready to return. Remembering Brisbane, 1 man down. We haven't seen Wittgenstein since half-time. So their bench is limited now. McCulloch, Folau, great tackle. It's been a great battle, hasn't it? Folau versus Tonga. Very good, high-quality stuff down that side tonight. Teo was tackled. 10 from the line. And it is slowed up there. He walked off the mark. There was no way the man who made the tackle could get to marker. Lockyer, here we go again. Here we go again. Norman to Glenn. Big defence. It was jarring stuff. Ash Graham and John Williams on Alex Glenn. They made quite an imprint.
Yeah, same play. They love it. They score nearly at will with it. And actually all it needed was quick hands from Glenn, and it would have been a try. Just look. He's got Beale on the outside, quick hands, it was try time, but good defence.
Well, left and right defence, Paul, can create some problems, particularly if you're short out wide. That's happened on a number of occasions tonight for the Cowboys. They really are going to have to work on that.
24-6 and still 22 minutes remaining. As Graham goes up for Mason, and look at him come in. Anderson, like a big bear, takes on the big Willie Mason. And had a bit to say as well. Scott, 35 minutes away. Willie, welcome to Suncorp as a Cowboy. It's Thurston. He wouldn't want it any other way, though. The attention he's getting. Wouldn't mind offloading a few, though. Now Thurston. Short side of the last. Now Tonga. Tonga tries to stand up. Kemp Pass to Ty Williams. No, ball came loose. Back there is Wallace. Brisbane go on the attack. And they're with the ball 30 metres out from their own line. He's more points in this game, Fat Man.
Yeah, one player's had a very good game is Willie Tonga down their left-hand side for the Cowboys. He's back to his state of origin form, Willie Tonga.
Has scored at least one try in the last 7 games for the Cowboys, or that was how he finished last year. Got at least one try in 7 straight matches, and they would love him to keep that run going here tonight. Be nice if it came in the next few minutes. Brisbane up the halfway, risky ball, and they're onto it, the Cowboys. Matt Scott. Now Kafusi. I just wonder whether Brisbane are getting a little sloppy here. Payne, Ty Williams. Cowboys have found a bit of energy here. Crowd is a little more vocal. Payne to Ravelli, short to Graham. Great tackle again from Wallace. He's done 24 tonight. Peter Wallace, the Brisbane halfback. O'Donnell, Thurston, flat-footed to Scott. They needed a little more from that play. Now they set for the next day, left side. Payne to Thurston. Thurston inside is Williams. That is good defence to cut him off. As Thurston gets it on the last, and now will kick across field. Graham's there. Graham goes up. Ball is there. Cowboys have got their second. Beale put it down. Brisbane couldn't defuse it. And I think Ash Graham has got the Cowboys second, and again it's off a kick.
Well, accuracy in the kicking game is absolutely vital, but just have a look at the pressure this man is under. Absolutely fantastic. Thurston swiveled around. He knew he had 2 or 3 defenders in front of him. Headed back the other direction, and pinpoint accuracy. Could not have placed it in any better spot. And judging by that, it clearly comes off a Bronco about to provide 4 more points for the Cowboys account.
Oh yeah, we've got a game on our hands now. Ashley Graham gets them right back into the match. 24-10 kick to come, 24-12. Cowboys, there's something left in them.
Here's the call. Tim Mander. And it is a try, and this game is alive and kicking. The Cowboys are back, folks. Ash Graham, second try. Both tries off Jonathan Thurston kicks.
Yep.
And you've got to say, off Brisbane mistakes.
I just had to check that time to lose about that.
I know, yeah.
With 19 to go. The margin is 14 points here. Ash Graham scored the try at the ground that, well, we're going all the way back to 2003, but in his time with Parramatta, he suffered a horrific injury here, broken leg, dislocated ankle, 9 operations, and 6 months later, he was back. And now a Cowboy scoring a vital try tonight. Thurston, he's a hero on Origin night. He's the enemy tonight here at Suncorp. Get it back to 2 converted tries. Thurston, swing it in, baby. It's a try. It's 24-12. Joey, sideline.
Yeah, it's game on here. I think the Cowboys, they've got to get the ball in Willie Tonga's hands as much as possible. The man marking him is Ralph Flower. We know he's carrying that shoulder injury. And every time Willie's got the ball with some space, he's troubled Israel. Some light stepping. Get some close support around him. He'll trouble the Broncos.
Suddenly the young blokes, Fatty. You know, Norman, a little mistake for the try. Jared Beale doesn't get a catch. They're a little nervous if it gets to 24-18.
That's what first-grade football's all about. You just got to handle the pressure. And even Willie, big run from Willie gets him out to 15.
The Cowboys have found a reserve of energy that it really didn't look like it was there. Here's Bolton with the ball. He's been good all night. Can't question the way he's played. Payne has made a difference since coming back on. There's the man that Joey has called for. Tonga down the left side. Now for Thurston and kicking early from inside the 40. There's a chase back here for Beale. He puts on a sprint and does well, Jared Beale. He realised the urgency of that situation. Thurston playing for a 40-20 with 17 to go. Now they rush up. on young Glenn. And the Broncos, they need some big charges here from their forwards. The Cowboys getting off the line. The Wagons, they're coming from everywhere. And Brisbane are getting battered here. The Cowboys have turned on the Broncos. 30 metres out from the line. Cullick dummy half. They're going nowhere in this set. Here's Parker. That's a little better for them. But that's 5 tackles and a 22-metre gain in this set. Probably their least of the night. Wallace inside the 40. Williams attacks it, almost lost it. Got it well below the waist in the end. And tackle 1 is 5 inside their own half. Maybe sweep left straight away. They do with Bolton. And he's 5 inside the Brisbane half when he was tackled there by Mitchell Dodds. One of those players on debut tonight. Now Barney. 35 from the Broncos line. This is a big set, this one. With 16 and a half to go. Thurston goes short. They're making a lot of ground. Can they finish off this set? Payne to Thurston. Thurston's got it away. Tonga has scored. The comeback is in full swing. The Cowboys have suddenly gone from ice cold to red hot. It's 8 the difference.
And it's Thurston. That's what it is. He's in every play, this bloke. How good is he? Look at him. Comes from right to the left. Great ball, Tonga, and he's a good hit and spin man, Tonga. Oh, look out, Broncos. Good football. That's good footy.
Didn't he position himself very well? He was in a bit of strife there. He had a defender in between him. Here you can see the big fella getting in the way, Israel Folau, but unfortunately just couldn't get back far enough. Darren Lockyer furious that his team has let in another one. The game is on.
When you look for stats to talk up a side or try and build their hopes up, I mean, we pulled out the match from last year, the last one of the Cowboys, where they were 16 down. But other than that, their second half form in the last month of the premiership was absolutely abysmal. They had half-time leads in 3 or 4 games against top 8 opponents and folded like a pack of cards in a breeze. They were beaten something like 60 to 8 in second halves over a month period, where they led 3 of those games at half-time. So their second half form, they've found it here tonight. And Thurston to make it 6 the difference. It's over to you, JT. Ride it in from home, you Cowboys fans. It is there again. 6 the difference, Joey.
Yeah, look at that guy. This is why this halfback's a champion. You watch the play here. He gets the ball and goes and sniffs down the short side. Plays short to Ashley Graham. Recognises the quick play of the ball. Gets up flat and ball plays again. And there he is, Tonga. But look at Jonathan Thurston. 2 plays in a row and kicks the ball from the sideline. What a champion.
Keno replay showing that up so well with our camera down the blind side there. And Scott is ready to rumble again for the Cowboys. And back to the 20. They have scored 3 straight tries. The 53rd minute, the 61st and the 65th.
I don't think you'll see a second tackle 40 or 20 attempt in this set of 6. This is where they've got to consolidate, try and get some good field position, good kick at the end of it, and then once again look for a Brisbane mistake.
It was a 1-point game last year when the sides met here at Suncorp. It is 6 points the difference right now. Thurston inside again with Scott. He's got it back to Ty Williams. Thurston, his pass was knocked down. Play on. Tackle count restarts. Back to Thurston. Hot potato. On to Tonga. Beats Thaiday. That's tackle number 1. 28 metres from the line. We said at one point in the first half, the Cowboys on the rack. Well, Brisbane are almost out of the ring here. Ballers with O'Donnell. Can't offload in the tackle. 22 metres away from the line. This is just a remarkable turnaround. Scott, another good run from a State of Origin front rower. Aaron Payne, dummy half. 10 from the line. Ravelli, unloaded. Bolton is tackled over the top by Norman. 2 metres away. Still the Cowboys on the boil. And this time Kafusi, that took the edge off it. 2 tackles up their sleeve here. Thurston, out it goes to Southern. Good tackle. And you know it's Wallace. And that is 25 for the night. Last tackle. Thurston and not on himself. JT, superstar, megastar. Sensational try.
And I look down on the sideline, Andrew Johns is applauding. One of the greatest halfbacks of all time. Applauding the heir apparent, Jonathan Thurston. What a player. Is there nothing he can't do? Great right foot step. That was terrible Brisbane defence. They were all over the place. The hole was there and he just took it. The bench is up, Joey's up, everyone's up.
What happened with O'Donnell?
Nothing. Nah, he just resented being dominated. It's just Christian Sharp.
What about the bench? What about the enthusiasm? And they're not tired now. This is just extraordinary on the back of the best player in the world, Jonathan Thurston, who remains unsigned past this season. Give him Townsville. Well, we're a game into season 2010. We may be watching the most extraordinary match we'll see all year. The contrast in the Cowboys of the first half, in the second 20 minutes, to what we've seen the last 15, it's 2 different teams. You've got to swab them, find cotton, whatever.
Yeah, well, in defence, you can just see the Broncos panic there. 2 players sprinted out of the line, offered a wonderful opportunity. Thurston doesn't need them. Cashes in very well. This is going to be a very interesting kick, Vossi. He's kicked them from the sideline all night long. This one is around about 15 metres to the right-hand side of the post, but the added pressure of this one makes it a very interesting opportunity.
Lockyer v Thurston, head-to-head. These 2 absolute champions of our game. They've clashed 8 times, and Lockyer has a 5-3 winning record here at club level. There is Lockyer. Gee, if we get down to the last 5 and they're level, will it be the left boot of Lockyer or the right boot of Thurston that goes for the 1-pointer? What an incredible tradition we've got going between these 2 clubs. Thurston to level up. From 24-0 down, it is now 24-all.
Well, that kick was never in doubt. And is he the new emperor? I'm not sure, but he trots back halfway. 24-0 to 24-all. And he hasn't done it on his own. I mean, Willie Tonga's had a great game, and the back row really lifted in the second half. O'Donnell, Southern, Bolton. Bolton's been the best forward on the field, I think. We are set for a dynamite finish. Just under 10 minutes to go.
Now, Lockyer. Well, what a season we're in for. What a benchmark is being set for drama and pulsating excitement here tonight. Kafusi, they get a little restless there. And on that, O'Donnell lost it. Knocked back, they say. That would have been a massive momentum killer there. Everyone had eyes on it. Jared Maxwell, Jared Sutton, the touch judge. On the eastern side of the ground, they all had a close look. Thurston, and on to Scott. He's outside the 30. Now you at home can have the verdict on what will happen here. Thurston out to Southern. It's been stripped. There may have been 2 in the tackle. They said play on. Yeah, it was the hands of Wallace. I got no dramas with that call. He rolled the dice and has been pinged.
Yeah, and Jared Maxwell looked at his touch judge, got a call. He might have got a little bit in the ear too from upstairs. One on the tackle there. Well, there you go. That was stripped while there was only 1 tackler. Hard done by the Broncos.
It's a decision made in an instant. You're watching it in super slow-mo there. But Brisbane hard done by. But I'm not about to hammer a touch judge or a ref for making a call in a nanosecond like that. But it is a vital call in this game at 24-all. 8.5 to go. I'm not sure whether the field goal is in the ideas of Thurston just yet. He can sniff another try here.
Yeah, not where they are.
Lost ball from Southern. Brisbane, the fans go up here.
was up for Hill Court.
You talk about rivals here, Cowboys and the Broncos, as you see the ball lost here.
Let's go. I'm not going to watch this, Steve. Let's get on with it.
Just finishing off the tackle, poor ball control, but
Yeah,
Sunday,
no
one of the great rivalries, Fat Man, the Rabbits and the Roosters. They just don't like each other.
It's always a classic clash, has been over the years. Brand new Roosters, brand new coach up against the club that thinks they've got the best ball attack in the game. So it'll be a beauty.
You'll see Burgess, you'll see Taylor, you'll see Azatazi. That's for starters. Up against the Roosters under Brian Smith. Now Brisbane with Kenny. That ball has come loose. The Cowboys have got it back. O'Donnell is with it. And Brisbane, they've lost a leg here. Payne to Thurston. Thurston on. And Kafusi, 22 out from the line.
I think it's time now, Andrew. Just under 7 minutes, I think now's the time. Then they just got to try and hang on.
Thurston
the field goal.
points. Thurston is right behind the ruck, 20 out. One push to the left side, Kafusi. He might want one more shot at them left. He sees something here, JT. He goes short, and Lockyer's there in defence with plenty of mates. On O'Donnell, just a metre out from the line. Last tackle, Thurston across. He'll kick across field. Big Mason was there. They've all missed it. It's on for Brisbane. Field comes away with the ball. I didn't think that was possible, kicking a ball over Willie's head. But Thurston did it. And Brisbane have got possession. 35 metres from the line. We know Lockyer, he can slot a field goal from outside 40. I don't think he'll muck about the first chance he gets. He will take a shot. Lockyer's got it now. Out wide for Folau. On to Kemp. Hinken Mona. He's away from Tonga. Here goes Kemp for the corner. Dylan Kemp has scored for Brisbane. Don't worry about a field goal shot. Don't worry about that. They've uncovered Usain Bolt down the right wing. What a try from Brisbane.
And the Broncos fans, they've gone nuts. Justin Hodges, Timmy Smith sitting on the sideline, they're happy, but the Cowboys had a chance to win that game. Instead went for the cross kick instead of the field goal. They messed up, and now in defence they haven't got the numbers. Missed tackle there, beautiful ball, and look at him go. The Keno replay showing everything. Wonderful finish there by Kemp. Yeah, grabbing his jumper, pumping his heart. Good ball, great timing in that pass, and the flash of those yellow boots.
Huge kick coming up. It is only for the difference, but Kemp, the show of the emblem, it's as if to say, I am always a Bronco. That was just a period of my life where I lost my way and went to the Warriors. He got only one try in 10 games last year. He's got a vital try here tonight. And Corey Parker to try to take it out to 6. The Cowboys still have another try in them, but they will need the ball down the Broncos' end of the field.
Gee, the value of a mistake can never be better explained than that last one that was made.
Well,
the Cowboys.
Wally, it's 6 minutes in front of the post. You've got to take your field goal.
1 point.
You have to. And then they just hang on in defence and they win the match. That was an error.
Kick for Corey Parker. Didn't strike his last one well. This for the 6-point lead. 25 out from the touchline. Parker! Corey Parker nails it! What a time to produce a kick like that. 30-24. With just under 4 remaining. What a 50-metre sprint this is from Kemp.
Oh, well done.
Now in the meantime, short kick-off Cowboys, and they've regathered. 30 metres out from the Brisbane line. Mason with the ball. And Mason wrapped up. 3.5 to go. Night 1 of the new season. And isn't this game beautiful? Here's O'Donnell. He's 20 metres away from the line. Couldn't play the ball needed. Payne, he thought he had Kenny offside there. That would have been interesting. It must have gone through referee Maxwell's head to blow penalty. Williams, O'Donnell, 5 away from the line. O'Donnell is tackled by Parker. Look for Thurston. Here he is. Wants them to go left. He's going to try a kick. It's out towards Barney. Barney bats it back in field. Pressure on Tonga. Well, he went for a low percentage play, you got to say, and it hasn't come off.
It worked a couple of times before, but you certainly couldn't criticise Thurston. He's been the best player out there by a country mile. Every decision he's made tonight has been fantastic. You've got to give a little bit of credit to Brisbane's defence.
Brisbane with Wallace. They led this match 24-0. By the 70th minute, it was back to 24 all. Now we go in almost to the final 2 of the night. Maybe time for 2 more sets for North Queensland. Glenn with the ball. Tackled 40 metres out from the Broncos line. McCulloch, Wallace a kick from outside the 40. Straight to Ty Williams. Now there's urgency. Look at Wallace chase downfield. It's happening. Well, they've called it a high shot, but Peter Wallace, he went downfield like he was shot out of a cannon after he kicked. Clock has stopped with 1:43 to go.
I don't know what you would do. But you ran from behind me.
Grant Ravelli as well, just a quick word.
We've hardly had a caution tonight. And
There's a soft one. It bounced up off his Georgie Best. All right, they're still alive, the Cowboys. Minute and a half.
And they've got the best player in the world that sparked the comeback. He needs one more play. And if they score, he has to convert to take us to golden point. Payne at dummy half. 32 to go. Mason revved up again, but is handled again by the defence. 25 metres from the line. 75 seconds to go. Upended is Graham. Wants a quick play the ball. Disentangles himself there from a few Broncos legs. Thurston, Ravelli, Tonga on his outside. Last play for them, Norman. They'll get the ball back. They get a line drop out of it, but it seemed very much an impulse play there. With tackles up their sleeve.
You get onside.
Norman got across there. Ravelli chanced his arm. And time is stopped with 39 seconds to go. Suddenly, it's go slow from Brisbane in goal. No one has gone home here. A crowd of over 48,500. Sensational to start the year at Suncorp. Thurston. And the Cowboys will have... Oh, they've lost it on the first. Rapira. Brisbane have the ball. Bentillo, no advantage.
Oh, what a great match. 54 points. The game's gone down to the wire. If this is an indication of how rugby league's going to be in 2010, what a bumper year it will be. Sensational game here at Suncorp. Been a pleasure to be here and a well-deserved win for the Brisbane Broncos. Brilliant first half, got them home.
Yeah, on balance over 80 minutes, the better team. And now the Cowboys go for the big heave-ho, but that'll just wind down the clock. There'll be no time. Full-time siren is going to sound. Maxwell wants the scrum back. He wants it. So Wallace will feed it. They go to the right side, Folau, and that is it. And Brisbane, Ivan Henjak's men have opened the year with a victory. They're on the board in a most amazing game of football. From 24-0 down, we got it back to 24 all. And then Denon Kemp, what a try in the 75th minute. And Corey Parker from the sideline. So full-time here, round 1. Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane 30, the Cowboys 24. And stay with us, still to come, our $1,000 man of the match. And then, folks, straight to Parramatta Stadium. 2 of the big guns from last year, Parramatta and the St George Illawarra Dragons. This is Nine's Friday Night Football.